What's up, guys? Sadiq Davies, and welcome to Experiences with Sadiq. On this episode of Experiences with Sadiq, I'll be breaking down the Rhode Island Housing $25,000 grant and $10,000 grant programs, plus more. In addition, I'll also explain how you should prepare yourself to be a strong candidate to get these loans in order for you to purchase your home. Let's go. If you haven't seen it or heard of it yet, Rhode Island Housing has announced a major program to help first-time homebuyers purchase a home. This program was put into full effect by Governor Daniel Mckee and his team to help change the lives of people by giving them an opportunity to be part of the ecosystem. With grants like this rolling through, it helps address inequities and barriers that people face when it comes to home ownership. With these grants, there are things you should know though before getting started. I'll be breaking down these grants, hoping to help you understand if it's something you would want to take advantage of. Mind you, I'm not a loan officer by any means, and I do not work directly with Rhode Island Housing, but our business relationship do intersect. To top it off, I also did my due diligence and spoke to loan officers before creating this video just to make sure I'm providing the right information for you. If you like what you see or hear, like that video, click that subscribe button and turn on that notification. Being a first-time home buyer, there are information that you want to gather. So I'm going to go through the process of how you guys navigate the Rhode Island Housing website and how you guys look for the information that you guys need. All right. In addition to that, I'm also going to show you a PDF file of eligibility and requirements as well. But for the most part, someone who's looking to gather information, you can actually gather all of that on Rhode Island Housing. The very first thing you want to do as a first-time home buyer is type in the URL, rhodeislandhousing.com. I do not work with Rhode Island Housing directly. All right, I work with Rhode Island Housing indirectly. There's 4 different tabs here: buyer, owner, renter, partner. We don't want to focus on owner, renter. We want to focus on the buyer aspect of this. Under the buyer tab, there's 3 main functions: mortgage programs, home buyer education, and mortgage calculator. We're going to go through all these 3 real quick. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down and we're going to notice that where the programs are listed. The very first one is the 10K DPA, which stands for $10,000 down payment assistance. FirstGen HomeRI is the first generation home Rhode Island assistance program, and this is new. This was just launched February 16th, which is a couple days ago. This is the one that everybody is talking about, and we're going to go through that as well. Move up and refinance loans are for those individuals who's looking to sell their home but buy another one. I'm not going to directly go into this. I just want to directly go into the assistance program that's available, and the extra assistance program as well, which is the $15,000 that I'm not sure if all of you guys know. Some of you might know, but we're going to tap into that also. You have the education course as you scroll down below. This is very important. In order to qualify for Rhode Island Housing down payment assistance, you do have to take an education course in regards to that. So just keep that in mind, that as you're trying to qualify for the Rhode Island Housing grant, you do have to take the Rhode Island Housing class. It's not long, and I heard that it's pretty easy. And you get a certificate at the end, which signifies your qualification for the program, all right? Now, on the right-hand side right here is the calculator. And this calculator is pretty important because this calculator is how you can project what your monthly mortgage payment will be based on the price point of the home that you're trying to purchase. And the way you do that is very simple. It's self-explanatory, all right? What you need to do is just type in the purchase price of the home, the down payment amount. The term, always put in 30 unless you plan on doing 15 years. Put in the interest rate. You'll basically gather that interest rate from your mortgage lender. That's something that you should know once you get pre-approved anyway. What is your interest rate? So you need to know that. Put in your property tax. All right, you'll get how you know what the property tax of a property is basically as you're talking to your realtor, they'll be able to know what that property tax information is because it's easy for us to get. All right, we'll be able to gather that for you. We'll let you know. Just plug that in. Homeowners insurance. You typically won't really know what the cost of a homeowner's insurance is, so you actually are under contract and you look and you're shopping around for homeowners insurance, I would probably suggest just plug in anywhere $1,500 to $1,800 for your homeowners insurance. It could change. It might be higher or it might be lower, but that's based on the research that you do when you're shopping around for homeowners insurance. And PMI, figure that PMI is something that's obviously mandatory when you're FHA. Just talk to your mortgage officer to find out what your potential PMI is. All right. But as we're scrolling back up, we're going to dive into each programs right now. The very first one we're going to do is a $10,000 down payment assistance. The eligibility requirement for this program, all right, is for a single family home up to a 4-unit multi-family home, as well as a condo, and it's only in the state of Rhode Island. You also have to have a minimum credit score of 660. And here's the most important thing, the income limit. As you can see, there's a max purchase price on a property, and there's an income limit as well. All right. So your maximum purchase price through Rhode Island when you try and qualify for one of these grants is $492,000 and $201 for a single family up to a 4-unit multifamily or eligibility condo. All right. Also, income limit. Your income limit for a single person or up to a 2-person household is $99,730, and for a 3-person or more household, the income limit is $114,689. So that's something that you guys need to be aware of when you're shopping. In addition to that, like I mentioned before, you do have to take the first-time home buyer education course. Just click on that and it automatically bring you to a page where you could sign up for the class. It looks like you could do a virtual class as well. Sign up for that, or you could sign up at one of the specific locations that you could go to take classes. Also, just keep in mind that if you're working through a different lender, a specific lender per se, that lender or your mortgage company might be affiliated with Rhode Island Housing. So as you're going through them, you could get your Rhode Island Housing grant through your mortgage lender. They know what to do. They could calculate all that. They know exactly all the information that Rhode Island Housing is looking for in order for you to qualify. If you're not going through a specific mortgage company, you can actually go through Rhode Island Housing as well, all right, for pre-approval and also to qualify for the grant programs. For the $10,000 down payment assistance is 0% interest rate, and there's no monthly payments on this program. There is a kicker to it, and I'm going to show you what that kicker is in a couple minutes in the PDF. The loan itself is structured only for the borrower. So that means you have to reside in that home, and it has to be a primary resident to qualify in order to get this grant. And that goes for all the other programs. If you no longer occupy that property as your primary resident, obviously that the $10,000 program goes away. If you sell the property, transfer, refinance, whatever the case may be, that program goes away as well. And basically, there is something that I do have to mention, like I said, and it's on the PDF file that I'm going to share with you guys shortly. The next program that Rhode Island Housing has is the FirstGen HomeRI. This program just came out. Everybody's talking about it. It's a huge deal. And this program is to help people become homeowners in urban cities, all right? And we're going to go through the cities that qualify for this specific program. You do have to be a first-generation home buyer. What does that mean? Basically mean that you're the first person within your household. You're the first generation. Your parents never owned a home, but you're getting ready to buy. You're the very first person in your household who's going to buy a home. So you'll definitely be able to qualify for this. In addition to this, if you ever had a foreclosure before or a short sale before, I believe there's a time frame on that, and I believe the time frame is about 3 years. You haven't occupied a primary resident on a mortgage, all right, or with a mortgage. So just keep that in mind, all right. And also, if you lived in a foster care, you can also qualify for this program also. So if you grew up in a foster care home, this is a great thing for you guys. I actually like how they threw that in, and giving you guys an opportunity to become homeowners. I think that's pretty cool. And in addition to that, if you live in Newport, you could actually qualify for this program, but all right, it's only for a specific area in Newport. And as you can see, they already mapped it out. If you click that link that I just clicked on, they mapped it out already. And also, as you're on this page, you could type in the city, the state, and the zip code in Newport that you live in, and it'll let you know if you also qualify for this program. It'll let you know your eligibility. The cities that this program qualifies for is Central Falls, East Providence, Pawtucket, Woonsocket, and Providence. And like I stated a second ago, certain areas of Newport. You must be a first-time home buyer, and this program is only used for single family up to a 4-unit multifamily as well as a condo. Must have a credit score of 660 or better. And you must meet the Rhode Island housing pricing guideline, meaning I believe that $492,000 purchase price that I mentioned, as well as your income limit, all right, of 99,000 plus for a single or 2 people household, and 114,000 plus, I believe, for 3 plus or more household. And it must be your primary residence as well. You can get this loan through Rhode Island Housing, or you can get it through your mortgage company that you're dealing with. The terms and conditions of this program is 0% interest. There's no monthly payments on this program, and it's forgivable after 5 years of owning and residing in the home. In addition to this, one of the things that I was told is that in order to qualify for this, I spoke to a couple lenders. You cannot have insufficient funds. You need, if you're buying a multifamily, this is very strict for this program, but it's also strict for the other program. If you are buying a multifamily, you do have to have reserves. All right. I don't think you need to have reserves for a single, but for a multifamily, you need to have reserves. And the reason why you need to have reserves on a multifamily home is because just in case if one of the units vacant or whatever the case may be, you know, the lenders need to be able to know that you could still handle the mortgage on the property. All right, so just keep that in mind. You also want to show assets. Maybe you have some type of 401k, a savings account, whatever the case may be, just to show those assets that you have reserves lined up, and that, you know, if anything does happen, that you can be able to manage your property. Keep that in mind. And the one loan officer told me that this $25,000 program is basically FHA on steroids, right? And I think that was a great way of him putting it, because you do have to, it is strict, and you do have to qualify for it, and you just need to make sure your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed, and the same goes for the other programs. Very last program that's available to you guys is the Extra Assistance Program. This Extra Assistance Program is up to $15,000, or about 6% of the purchase price, whichever one's lower, all right? But it's a maximum of $15,000. The eligibility on this is a single family up to a 4-unit, as well as a condo, and specifically in the state of Rhode Island. For this program, you don't need to be a 660 credit score. You do need to have a 620 credit score or better to qualify for this program. So it gives you guys a little bit more flexibility in terms of credit to be able to at least get one of these grants. All right, you still do need to complete a first-time home buyer's education course, and you could also still go through your mortgage, or you could go directly through Rhode Island Housing itself, and you must occupy the property as your primary residence. Now, for this program, that is very important. In most cases, the interest rate on an extra assistance on this program will be the same as the interest rate on your Rhode Island Housing first mortgage. So what does that mean? You technically have 2 loans. One will be your standard mortgage, and the other one will be the extra assistance loan. Your standard mortgage might have an interest rate of about, let's say, 4%. That rate will be the same as your extra assistant loan, the secondary loan. All right, so basically the rate stays the same. It doesn't really change. I've heard from some loan officers that the rate might be higher on the Rhode Island Housing Program, but obviously, as you can see, it states that the rate basically stays the same as your first mortgage. This is what I wanted to talk about in terms of the program, a little to give you guys a little more. This is what I want to talk about to give you guys a little more in-depth information regarding the program. I've already spoke about a lot of the stuff on the Rhode Island Housing website, but there's a PDF page or file providing us a little more in-depth information regarding the programs that Rhode Island Housing has. So for this $10,000 down payment assistance program, like I stated before, there's no interest, there's no monthly payments. It is a 30-year term for this program. All right, credit score of 660 or better. It is for properties of a single family up to a 4-unit multifamily, as well as an approved condo, because not all condos will do FHA. All right, and not all condo will do Rhode Island housing. You do have your income limit, which I did mention already. There's something that I need you guys to realize. This is for the loan officers, but there's something that you guys need to know, that you cannot combine this program with any other Rhode Island housing grant program that's out there, unfortunately. All right. So just keep that in mind. The $15,000 program, I want to break it down a little bit. This $15,000 program that you guys see on a condo, single family, and 2-unit, you could actually split this up. Let's say your down payment is $10,000 and your closing cost is $6,000. For a condo, single, and up to a 2-unit, you can use $10,000 out of your for down payment, and the $5,000 you can use that towards your closing costs. Now, if it's a 3-unit or 4-unit, you can only use $9,000, and that can only be used for closing costs only. All right. So what they are saying is that you cannot use this $15,000 for up to a 3 and a 4-unit property. You can only use it for a condo, single, and 2, and the $9,000 you can only use it for a 3 or 4-unit property, and it's only utilized as a closing cost. Once again, the rate stays the same as a first mortgage, and this one's on a 15-year term. I believe the $10,000 down payment assistance, I believe that's on a 30-year term. All right, and that's just basically that in a nutshell regarding Rhode Island Housing First-Time Home Buyers Assistance Program, and also how to navigate their website. I'm a professional realtor for the state of Massachusetts as well. I will be covering Massachusetts housing assistance programs next. So for those looking for information, I got you. If I missed anything you want me to touch upon, especially a specific topic, leave a comment below and I got you as well. If you like what you see in here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. It's your man Sadiq. Let's go.